Hey, what is up everyone? Danny and Alex. In this video, we're going to talk about some standing techniques for Jiu-Jitsu as well as Judo, specifically movement. So when we talk about movement, we already previously discussed about having a good posture, having the kumikata, the fighting grips. In this video, we're going to talk about Tai Sabaki, which literally translates as body movement. So basically the art of moving your own body in relation to your opponent once you have your grips, but also in order to keep your balance. The main thing to remember, if there's one thing you guys are going to remember from this lesson, it's going to be to never cross your feet. Okay? So for example, right now I'm standing in a natural stance, neutral. Okay? And now if I want to move left and right, Alex and I will demonstrate 2 repetitions towards our left and our right. We're just going to take a step and slide. And to our right side, step and slide, right? This is pretty basic. But the idea is not to do this. Moving together and then widening out. And on this side, moving together or widening out. So I want to always make sure that I have a comfortable balance. As I move, I keep that balance. It's almost like there's always a space in between my feet, right? Now, of course, if I want to move front and back, I'm going to have a foot in front of the other. Let's take the stance with our left foot first, okay? So let's say, for example, we had our grips, and now I'm going to follow my opponent who's backing away from me, but I'm engaged, right? So if I move forward with him, I don't want to take stepping as if I was walking, right? Because at any moment, we talked about how we can push, how we can pull, how we can misdirect, and that's going to happen to you as well. So we always have to maintain our balance. Okay, so if I move forward, we'll do 2 repetitions. We'll step and slide, step and slide. So we're sliding so that way there, we're always feeling the tatamis underneath the balls of our feet. Okay, so never with your heels slightly elevated. Okay, that way there, if someone torques you or turns you, you'll never twist or even injure your ankle because it'll stick on the mats. Okay, so we'll do 2 reps forward. This is 1 and 2. And if I'm backing out, 1 and 2. Now if I cross over with my right and I step again, 1 and 2 and back. Okay? So the reason why we practice this stuff is just to get comfortable. It's almost like shadow boxing for boxing. In Judo, in Jiu-Jitsu, once we're standing, we always visualize that we have a grips, the engagement position with our opponent, and we're either following, moving to the side, or engaging to set up some off-balancing, which means kuzushi. That way there we can set up our own attack, our own offense, such as throws and takedowns, okay? Now, one more footwork in the Tai Sabaki I want to discuss today is not only moving left to right, front to back, is also creating angles, okay? So you imagine you have a plus sign onto the ground. Let's look at it here. Let's say this was the plus sign, all right? So we moved linear, left to right, front to back, and now if I move in this direction, it'll look like this, and I'll return here to center point, and here, back to center point, all right? So I have these footworks right here where I go sideways, or angular, angle here, or angle here. And I also have angle back and angle back. Understood? So these are basics of how you have to maintain your balance when you're moving, okay? We also have what we call back steps, all right? So if I'm facing my opponent here and I want to just get out of the way from the energy, right? So I'm just going to step here, all right? So these are used to do foot sweeps, for example. Okay, so one more time, maybe I have the grips here, and this is my back step. And in this direction here, this will be my back step. It's almost like a quarter turn, okay? And then I have a full circle where I'll step across, bring my foot, and I'm back here. Step across, bring the foot, and I'm back here. And in the other direction, we're back, and we're back, okay? These are footwork drills that we like to practice when we're doing shadow boxing for Jiu-Jitsu. And now we're just gonna take a few moments to demonstrate once we have the engagement position, just like in the previous video. If I want to move laterally left to right, we're going to do this as a drill. So I'll be moving towards my left, but Alex is going to be moving towards his right. Let's do 3 steps. 1, 2, and 3. and other direction. 1, 2, and 3. Of course, these are our cooperative drills where we kind of like flow together just to practice, but now we get a feel of where our balance is when someone's gripping onto our jacket. Now, if I move forward, of course, he's going to react in the same fashion by putting his right foot backwards and now reacting in the same way. So first is going to be the stance, whoop, and now if we start to move, 1, 2, and if he does the same forward, 1, 2. Now if he crosses this one over, I have to switch with him. And now he goes forward, 1, 2, and back, 1, 2. And from the same position, we can start to turn in a circle and always turning facing each other or in the other direction. Always facing each other. The idea is I don't want him creating this angle onto me, and neither does he, okay? So these are very fundamental, very beginner style drills that you should understand before you get into the throwing section, before we can get guard pulling, and before we start engaging onto the ground, okay? So because a lot of times people start BJJ, Jiu-Jitsu, or even Judokas, and they want to learn all of the newaza, which means ground techniques. But the idea is if I don't know how to fully engage the startup position, which means on my feet, I don't have that engagement position first. I don't understand how to get to the ground, okay? So there's only two things that are gonna happen, all right? He's either gonna take me down and the match starts, or I'm gonna take him down and the match starts. So sometimes I'll be on the bottom, sometimes I'll be on top. But the bottom line is this: a fight always starts on the feet. Okay, it's not gonna fight where I'm gonna be lying on the beach on my back, opening my eyes, and someone's in side control. It doesn't just happen like that, right? So the engagement, once again, is here. And then the match will start. We get to here. So when we start like this, there's gonna be two things. The first video was about gripping, and in this video is about movement, basic fundamental movement. Of course, once the fight starts, there's gonna be a lot faster paced action. But this is just a fundamental video just to teach beginners how to move your feet. Now you know not to cross your feet. These are part 2 of fundamentals in stand-up for Jiu-Jitsu. All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't so already. And give us a like. If you have any questions for future videos, make sure to keep sending us the comments, and we'll make sure to answer them or even make a future video dedicated to your question. All right, guys, so until next time.
See you guys in the next video.
Take care.